Welcome back, team. The main effort of this video is a patient consultation, and the patient started to say how happy she was. So I thought, you know what, I'll jump on the camera quick and get her to talk about how she's gone. So this is a patient who had end-stage osteoarthritis, hallux rigidus. Ultimately, at the 6-month stage, I'm looking to see if the patient's happy with the outcome of surgery and have I met their goals and objectives. And this is something that I spend a lot of time talking to patients beforehand. I do preoperative, what we call PROMs, reported outcome measures, which looks at pain, it looks at function, it looks at cosmesis and footwear fit. And then I do that again 6 months later. So I get a nice before and after. And I'm really trying to hone in on what is it the patient wants. So this particular patient with end stage arthritis wanted no pain, but she wanted to have good function. She was a keen tennis player and she wanted to be able to wear shoes with a little bit of a heel. So most times when we're seeing end stage arthritis, we're fusing, but on occasion I will do a joint replacement, which is what we did here, a Swanson joint replacement. So just going to quickly talk you through what we do with a Swanson. So we've got end stage arthritis, we've got a Bobbins joint, one that's painful, but one that still has quite a good range of motion, which is unusual really. They're normally quite stiff. So we're going to take the joint out. That's going to be straight up, straight down at a bit of a jaunty angle to the metatarsal. And there are different implants with different pre-cuts and different angles. I particularly like the Swanson style. And so the joint comes out and then you ream into the head of the metatarsal, base of the proximal phalanx, and in goes our silastic plastic joint replacement. And you can see it kind of reamed into the metatarsal and the toe then able to kind of go up and down a ways. So here's a kind of a, I guess more of a kind of a close-up of how the joint looks. We would then take off any little bits of extra bone on the top and on the sides. The joint itself is fairly straight and is hinged around the plantar aspect of that, and ultimately we want it to be able to allow for movement uppity ways and get some dorsiflexion, and obviously that plastic joint isn't going to feel any pain, but you will get, there are a range of complications with the implant, main one being they will stiffen up a little bit, they will weaken the toe, and ultimately because it's plastic they will fail, and we think probably 10-15 years. So for me, the indications are that the great Dr. O.A. Mercado, who's a Mexican-American podiatrist whose videos I learned so much from, he was a real legend. He had something called the 60-60 rule. So never less than 60 years of age, because the patient will outlive their implant and will need replacing, and they're buggers to do. And you want to have about 60-degree ranges of motion. So if you've got a joint that's arthritic and stiff, fuse it. If you've got a joint that's arthritic but still moves, less commonly, and they're above 60, then a replacement is an option. And there are a range of implants, but Swanson's my favourite. So 60-60 rule. Thank you, Dr. Mercado. And while I'm doing a thank you, I'm just going to do a shout out to my very good friend and colleague Robert Isaacs, who put those GIF animations together in about half an hour in between a busy clinic yesterday. Robert's one of my absolute favourite people in the profession. Super clever, super funny, super intelligent, and all kinds of crazy skills. So, Robert, thank you for those. I know I've pimped you to do a few more for me. Excuse me. So, I'm going to go on to kind of the meat of what this video is about, which is really kind of a 6-month post-op review. How did you get on, Mrs.? And as always, I speak a bit fast. Sorry about that. So, fiddling about re-editing this video, I actually found an old industry one I had. I can't even remember which firm did this. So here's a schematic. You can see that basically we start off with squaring off the metatarsal head, and then we take out base of proximal phalanx and then head of the metatarsal, and then we size up. Here's our silastic implant. So we'll bend the toe down and then we'll ream out. We start off with a big old ball drill, and then we'll take typically some smaller drills to kind of go at 11 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and to sort of make it into a square. And then we'll take what's known as a broach. Basically, it's a big file really. It kind of pushes and pulls. There's all sorts of little fine tricks about making sure you don't break out of their side and making sure it's the right width. When you're doing the base of the proximal phalanx, you want to start a little bit higher because of the concavity of the base of the proximal phalanx. And there's a little bit of doing it by eye to make sure you get the right fit. You want to make sure you take enough joint out that you don't overstuff up the joint by having the joint replacement too big, or conversely taking too much bone out so you have a loose fit. So they're kind of fiddly little procedures to do, really, but they are fun. So in goes the implant. I normally use those metal collars you'll see from the x-rays coming up, and in this particular video that's actually upside down. We normally put them in the other way around. Right, let's set that video going. So we're going to keep it anonymous, just because, I don't mind. I'm not as shy as you are. Now then, so this young lady is come back, and she is 6 months?
Yeah.
6 months. So she had a really arthritic, painful first metatarsophalangeal joint. You've done your nails nicely today. You don't think I didn't notice. And we've done a joint replacement. So there's the scarf. Now the range of motion is good in plantar flexion, a little bit tight, but actually quite a decent range of motion dorsally. So we've probably got about half of the normal range of motion, but the quality of that range of motion is nice and smooth.
Yeah.
And it's got a nice sort of end stop, so it's not painful at all.
No.
So how long had you had pain before we did the surgery? How long was that cheeky for?
Oh my gosh. If I'm honest, years. I just put up with it. I didn't realise actually how painful it was.
Oh yeah, I had a marriage like that. You put up with pain for years, don't you? Then you have to have something done.
Exactly.
And actually, funny enough, you had a joint replacement, I had a wife replacement. Similar sort of procedure, actually. So your scar was going from there to there. So we talked about fusing the toe. So you had end-stage arthritis. So I like to do a fusion, but you wanted to keep the movement, didn't you? Because you wanted to keep wearing a bit of a heel.
And play tennis and walking and everything else that I do.
Got it. And you and I are of an age, I'm not going to ask you your age because I wouldn't do that, but you're...
Yeah.
Yes, a mature lady. So it's great that you want to do the tennis, but so we just sat down and we said, let's do a little video. So talk to me about how you went post-op. So I saw you after surgery, which is 6 months ago, at week 2 and week 4. So how's the summer been for you?
It's been, I think it was difficult until probably about July time.
Okay.
But I probably pushed it more than I should have. I was trying to do more than I probably should have done.
That's all right, so you got away with it.
Yeah, but got away with it. And then I've been playing tennis since August.
Level of pain on a scale of 0 to 10, where are you at? Any pain now?
No pain at all.
Where were you? Do you remember?
God, when I first had it was very painful without the medication. So I would have said 10.
Before the surgery?
Yeah.
So we'll have a little look at the x-rays in a sec, but the joint line is there, and so basically the little stem goes into the metatarsal there, your implant's there. Do you remember we looked at your x-rays when we saw you after surgery? And then it goes up into the toe. We figure that these last good 10-15 years, maybe longer. I tend to use them for fairly limited number of indications really, and it's end-stage arthritis, typically for a lady who typically wants to keep the range of motion. So most of my ladies with end-stage arthritis have actually got very stiff joints, so we fuse them. So it's not that common to see a joint that's completely nadgered but has still got a good range of motion. Because of all your activity, you actually still had a good range of motion, which we've been able to maintain. Just pull your big toe down as if you're all the way down. Yeah, so I'm just looking at strength. Oh, that's really good and strong. And up. Because one of the things we occasionally see with this is it weakens the toe, because it sort of, you lose some of that congruency, so it can. That's the range of motion and the quality, but the strength is fabulous. So any issues at all now? Are we kind of doing okay?
None whatsoever. Honestly, it's been life changing.
Well, I've changed many women's lives over the years. Some for the better, not all. Brilliant. Thank you for that. So I'll do a little anonymous video. I might have a little look at your x-rays in a sec. What I always say to my ladies at 6 months is I tend to keep the books open for 6 months just in case you have any early problems. So that instead of having to be discharged, you can kind of just basically ring up next year. You shouldn't have any problems.
No.
But once you're in winter shoes, you never know. You might find a little bit of rubbing. Although actually the amount of swelling in the joints, less than it was with all the...
Yeah, it's gone down a lot.
But I'm ever so pleased with that. But ultimately, I'm only pleased if you're pleased.
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely thrilled.
Questions? Any questions for me, Chucky?
Can I have the other one done?
It's a good question. I only do left feet. I'm a specialist.
Do you?
Yeah, I'll have to refer you to somebody else with the right foot.
Oh, okay then. Well, I'm willing to do that.
Right. I'll stop that video there. Thank you, anonymous lady from Kettering. And that's us done. So we have actually listed her for the right foot to be done, which will be next year. Delightful lady. Thank you for the video, anonymous lady from Kettering. There's a close-up of the x-ray. The Swanson comes with a couple of grommets. They're not absolutely required. A couple of collars that loop around the implant. Looks like on the head of the metatarsal it's a slight jaunty angle, but it was press fit and solid. That's just because the x-rays had a bit of a tilt. But that should last her out. I'm really pleased with that, and thank you for watching as always.